Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the horse, and I have to express my sincere apologies for it being late again. I am going through a little bit of a hard time myself at the moment, so I am just trying to juggle everything, so I do apologise, but I really hope you'll understand. I'm going to get this done for you now, and I do thank all those that have continued to support and all those horses out there who have hit that subscribe button. So thank you very much to everybody that has shown that support by subscribing. Let's just move these around and find out how you guys are doing in the horsey world. Let's see, let's stop about there, and we'll take that one from the bottom, we're going to take that one from the middle, we're going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got two negatives there and a positive, and as I've always said before, black isn't always an attack, so let's not get too pessimistic about having these here, and white isn't always all right. So even though we are going to end on an optimistic, positive, enthusiastic place, let's just not jump the gun and get ahead of ourselves. We're going to start off with the catalyst card, the black pig, the negative pig there, the boar. That's a change that you aren't necessarily going to like very well, because it's going to be very slow and you're relatively impatient, though the pig is moderately compatible with you, so it's not against you, it's just you don't necessarily perceive it that way because things are happening so slowly. You're a very quick character, very quick to get things done, you're very quick to conclude things, you're very quick to start new things, you're very quick. That's not what this catalyst is. In fact, the black pig is the slowest change that you could imagine. It's almost like when you're reading a book, you haven't just ended the chapter, you've ended the book, part 1. So now you have to wait for part 2, and that's not been released yet. So this is a very slow change for you, and it's moving in slower than you anticipated. There's no real clashes here. There's no real issue. It's just you would rather, if you had the choice, things go a little bit more your way, in a little bit more of a obvious productive way, in an obvious sort of noticeable way to progress from this. It is again in that negative, so we're looking at a change here that may not necessarily be serving your best interests. It could actually be serving someone else's best interests, and you're just going to have to sit there and suck it up, like waiting in a dentist surgery and all the people that are there are getting called in before you. You're just going to have to wait, like waiting for a bus, and the bus that comes, oh, that's not your bus, but everybody else is getting on it. So that can be sometimes what that catalyst is. Catalyst isn't always guaranteed to affect you. It could affect those around you, a change that you are just involved in, or again, you could be yourself the catalyst. And that is going to be slow, or it is going to be slow, and it's not going to take you to the destination. It's not going to take you there really very quickly. Got that snake coming in, another slow mover. It's a negative again. Funnily enough, and ironically, it is the opposite and conflict card of the pig. So together they're teaming up here against you in some way, and that snake is a lot less forgiving than the pig. That snake and you, not the greatest compatibility. Though, again, you know, not a big major conflict. It's more, you're just not moving at the same speed. You're just in different places. You dance to different drummers. So with that pig and the snake there, we've got a change that's bringing in sort of a thought process, maybe even an emotional one. There could be an emotional attachment here that's making you think, and not just think. And when I say it makes you think, I'm not just talking about, thinking in general, like everyday thinking about things. I'm thinking really makes you think, like something's on your mind, like something occupying your time. It's there in your head, and it's continuously distracting you. So you may be finding yourself distracted because of an emotional attachment that is moving slowly, or moving in a direction that you're not necessarily sure on which direction it's moving in, but it doesn't feel progressive. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not progressive in the sense that you want it to be. Maybe it's your expectation on progression that is holding you back. Maybe it's your own thought process that's diluting what it actually is. And when you get it neat and it comes undiluted, you're not entirely sure how to handle that. You're not entirely sure how to deal with it. This could have something to do with a relationship. I don't think it has something to do with a romantic one, though. It could be more business orientated. It could be more sort of casual rather than intimate, but it's definitely an attachment that you've got that is going through I'd say in some ways, a rough patch. There's a bit of a rough patch at the moment, but it's that perspective that you need to change on this. It's that perspective of things that when you're looking at things and you're looking at how things are, and you're looking at things moving and you're looking at all the cogs turning, what is it you actually see? And is it the same as what it's actually doing? You know, when you're looking at the cogs, are you seeing the cogs that are making up the machine? Or are you just seeing the cogs and not necessarily thinking about the machine? It all comes back down to seeing the bigger picture, doesn't it? Having a wider perspective. And that's what you really need to do. You're a very intuitive person. And following your intuition would definitely be a benefit to you. But I feel you're not listening to your intuition. I feel more you're watching the cogs. Your intuition is telling you that it is part of a bigger machine. And yet, still, you're focused on the cogs themselves. You're not focusing on the actual machine that is doing the actual job. There you are, though. There you are. This is good. I was hoping for a white card that was going to give me some sort of conclusion to this, and the white horse is the best one that I could have hoped for. That is productive. That is progression. That is moving forward. And two horses, they have a lot in common. A lot in common. Not overly conflicted at all. So this here, this emotional attachment, this argument, this conflict, this disruption, this distraction that's going on here, you're going to get to a place where it's either not going to be worth your trouble, you're going to see yourself as above it, and you're going to see it as, you know what, can't afford to get distracted, and then you're going to progressively move on yourself from this because you want to see it move in the direction of which you've wanted to see it going, and it hasn't. And you're tired of waiting, so you're just going to go ahead and do it anyway. Or things are going to catch up and things are going to speed up from this, and conclusion and resolution is going to come from something maybe unlikely, maybe something equally as unexpected. Maybe it is something that is just kind of like sprung out of nowhere and it's gone, there we are, light bulb moment. This is why I'm in this position. This is why I'm supposed to be here. Now, that horse is a communicator. So maybe it's a case of you've managed to find the words to communicate, which is then prompted cooperation or some sort of happy middle ground. And now with that middle ground, which is solid and firm, you can now move forward and you can progress and you can do it at your speed, which is good. So if you haven't got there yet, which you may have already be, because obviously I'm late, which again I apologize for, you could possibly already be in this phase here where you've already worked it out. So this could actually already be irrelevant, but rest assured that you will move progressively from this, even if you don't see it, even if you miss it, even if you don't see the answer or the bigger picture, or you don't actually get the conclusion that you think you wanted. Things are going to move on regardless, and you're going to get put into a better place because of you, because of who you are. Either you're going to move on without said things, or they're going to catch up with you. Either way, you are moving forward. You are being progressive. You are being productive. And that is good, especially for a horse person. So just stick with the process, follow your intuition if you can, listen to that intuition if you can, and do as it kind of wants you to do, or what it's telling you, and try and see the machine and not just those cogs inside the machine, because it's the whole thing that is doing the job. It's the whole thing that's making the whole thing work, not just those little cogs that you're focusing on. Don't just focus on the cogs. And we'll find out how you get on with that next week, won't we, when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the horse. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the sheep. So if you are interested in what those guys are up to, I will see you then. If not, no worries. I'll just catch up with you next time. Love and peace.